Hello, welcome to take 2 of me trying to figure out how to record this video. For one reason only, I messed up the audio last time. Can't really do a video if you don't have good audio. But welcome to the end of February. We've made it through another bad month. At least for me, it was not a good month. Had a lot of health issues this month. And as such, I didn't get a lot of conventional reading done. I did, in fact, do a lot of audiobooks, though. I got 10 books done overall this month, which is kind of impressive. Again, I had a lot of health issues this month. A lot of stroke weakness. A lot of brain fog. I did get a few books read, normally, conventionally read, and that was good. But there was also a lot of audiobooks. A lot of these are also on Audible. When you have an Audible subscription, they give you, there's like a big library of free things to listen to as long as you're still subscribed there. I'm trying to weed out my Audible subscription and stop using Audible, but I had a deal on for... Loomis, what are you doing? So I had a deal on for... I had a deal where it was only like $6 a month for 3 months, so I used that during the holiday season. And because I used that, I had access to this library, and a lot of this was also due to me prepping for a new podcast. What are you doing? He's literally laying on the... You have to get up. Sorry about that. So along with having all those things in my Audible library, a lot of these will be from the Alien and Predator franchises because I am working on a new podcast based off those franchises, and part of that involves reading all of the books associated with both franchises. And these were the ones that were pretty much in the library of Audible. So of the 10 books I read, the ones that I read on Audible in my audiobooks were Alien Isolation. Yes, they made a novelization for that. Alien Covenant Origins, which is a prequel novel to Alien Covenant, and it's really good, actually. No aliens. It's all set up, all world building. If you're a fan of the Alien franchise, you definitely should listen to that. Alien Covenant, the movie novelization, which was good. This was done by Alan Dean Foster. Alan Dean Foster's been writing Alien novelizations since the very first one. The only one he hasn't done a novelization for that was released was Alien Resurrection, which was done by A.C. Crispin. And it was good. It was good. He does a lot of unique things when Alan Dean Foster does a novelization, in that he's not afraid to kind of go off scripts and insert his own ideas and his own thoughts into writing novelizations, and you can see that happen quite a bit in the Alien Covenant novelization. If you like Alien Covenant and you're not entirely into the fact that David was the sole creator of the alien, then you should listen to this book, as it does kind of introduce some ifs, ands, or buts. Predator, Stalking Shadows, which is a prequel novel to The Predator. This one's by James A. Moore. I really liked this book. It was really fun, really fast-paced. It was a short listen. I think it was like 6.5 hours. Very fast-paced. I don't like The Predator, the movie, so I was really kind of surprised how much I enjoyed and had a great time with this novelization. And it's really just a team hunting a predator novel. And one of the things that is amazing, this book ends with them having a battle with a predator inside of an abandoned amusement park. So there you go. If you're trying to fit like a carnival theme into something, you could probably always put this on your list to kind of throw them off. It's a little bit out of the beaten paths as far as carnival horror goes, and it was great. I also read the novelization for The Predator by Christopher Golden. By read, I mean listen to. It's a novelization of the movie I don't like, complete with all of the problems that I have with the movie. But there is a little bit of added flavor text here and I really did enjoy the added flavors and the way that it kind of tackles a story I don't love as much. It wasn't good. Um, sorry, it was a good adaptation for a source material I don't like, so I can't really fault Christopher Golden for this. He did expand a little bit with some of the characters. I am kind of disappointed that he kept the more offensive parts of that movie, especially with how it treats anyone like neurodiverse people is really bad. But if you like that movie, you'll like this novelization. If you didn't like that movie, you won't really like the novelization. It's kind of like that. And that was the last of the Alien books that I read in novelization of that Audible bunch. I did also read Alien's Original Sin, which is a sequel to Alien Resurrection by Michael Ian Friedman, and it's a weird book. It is very weird. I will be very excited to talk about that one day on my podcast, or maybe on a video like this if I talk about the best and most weird alien tie-in novels, which is definitely a thing I could do in the future if you're interested. It was a weird book. And then for Predator, I also listened to Predator Stalking Shadows, and that was an audiobook that I had to buy on my own. And that audiobook is a story that ties into the video game. But regardless if you haven't played the video game and you're just into the Predator story and you're just really into those movies, you probably would like this book. It's like introduces Dutch from the original Predator, and it follows him. But he's kind of still like a side character. You only really get to see little glimpses of him here and there. And I thought as a whole, this was like a really fun book. And it really didn't destroy the mystery or do too much with a character that we only know a little bit about. Dutch being Arnold from the first movie. And I thought they really tied in his presence just in this world of the Predator universe really interesting. So if you're a really big fan of the franchise, I definitely would recommend that. And the other books that I read this month were the first version of Clive Barker's The Books of Blood, Stinger, which I've already referenced, which is a Robert R. McCammon book. Did a review on that last week, so you can check that out. And then I also read Stephen King's Firestarter. So the best of those books, definitely Clive Barker's Books of Blood, Volume 1. Amazing short story collection. One of the best short story collections I've ever read. I absolutely adored every story in here. It's really short and succinct. Apparently he kind of designed, I believe it's the first 3 Books of Blood were originally kind of designed to just be one package. I do have those other 2, and I will definitely well be getting into it because I really, really loved Clive Barker's Books of Blood Volume 1. Amazing. The worst book I read is Firestarter, which might be controversial because some people probably really like this book. I think that this book has a lot of problems. Central to that is John Rainbird, which is an indigenous character that is terribly written, and I would say is racist for the time it was written. Even in that little period of the early 80s, I could point out to other indigenous characters that were presented better by white people. So it's definitely not one of his best. And also it has that problem with King where everyone who has a physical deformity is like a villain, and it seems like they quote unquote deserve their physical deformity because they're bad. So John Rainbird has like scarring on him, and then there's also a character who has a stroke and he's really described very monstrously, and I'm like, oh, that doesn't make me feel good. That makes me feel bad, Stephen. Mr. King, please stop that. We'll be interested to see how the movie version turns out. Hopefully, it's good. As for next month, what I'm going to be doing is, as you can see, I've kind of been just, hammering through all these alien books, and I just want to take a break for a little bit. And the best way to take a break for me is to just have a full month devoted to nonfiction books. I'm talking, true crime. I'm talking cryptid books. I don't believe in cryptozoology. But they're presented as these are people's real experiences, so I'm counting that as nonfiction. I do also have some hiking books. There's like a hiker who wrote some books that one of my friends gave me because he thought I would very much enjoy this kind of hiking travelogue through Canada, so I'm excited to read those. I have a book on the Black Death, the Great Plague to read. I have a Bonnie and Clyde book. and then just, an assorted number of other books that I have. So I'm really excited to kind of just dive into some nonfiction and take a break and just kind of look at some stuff that is happened in real life, quote unquote, for some of those. So I would love to know, what did you guys read this month? What was your favorites? What were your least favorites? What are you planning on reading next month? I would just be interested to hear your takes. Thank you guys for watching. And as always, remember, it came from the page.